Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video. Today I thought I would do a little bit more casual review of the latest ZelCore update, which is version 2.0.3, codenamed Luna. Now, I haven't really done a casual review of, I don't know, anything on this channel for a long time. A lot of my reviews tend to be on projects and technology and things that are up and coming, and I try and give a fair shake to everyone I look at. But in this case, I just thought I would do something a little bit more casual. You know that I've been involved with Zel for a while now, since January, and I really like working with the team and the community. I think it's been a great experience for me personally, and I hope that I've been able to bring something of value and help to the community by getting the word out there and showing people how to do different things with the Zel network and all that. So this video is for you, the Goose-Tech subscribers, and if you haven't checked out ZelCore yet, I mean, I don't know how you couldn't have seen it because I've been doing videos on it for a while now, but I think you got to really give this a serious look for a number of different reasons, and I'm going to go ahead and start talking about those right now. And the first reason, of course, is it has a beautiful user interface. And not only that, you can choose from multiple languages here. So whatever translation best suits you, go ahead and set that for yourself, as well as the proxy feature here, which is really helpful for people who are trying to access certain services offered by ZelCore that are not available to them in their immediate area. What this does is it reroutes the connection to a server in one of these other locations here. So if you're finding it difficult to access a certain feature of ZelCore, you may try setting one of these proxies, and that may go ahead and make it available to you. Another feature that was recently added was this username hiding feature. They got a little eyeball here where you can hide your username. So if I didn't want to expose what username I'm typing in, for instance, to say somebody who was standing behind me, then I can hide my username very simply just by doing this. And it does the same thing for the password. It'll allow you to hide or show the password too. Now, some people like to see their password real quick before they go ahead and click send. That's fine, although I don't generally recommend that kind of practice, because if you get into the habit of doing that, you still have to be very cautious of who's standing behind you and stuff like that. So always be careful with that kind of behavior. And I'm going to go ahead and log into my account now and then enter my two-factor authentication. Now, this is one of those creature comfort things that I recently established with the developers of the project here. And I said, could you make it default to this entry box right here? See how the cursor is blinking on there right now? So the cursor defaults to this line, which makes it just that much easier for me to go ahead and type in my two-factor authentication and hit enter, and then it immediately logs me into the wallet. So let's go ahead and blow this up so we can have a little look around. Now, I've already set up some assets here. These are some of my favorite assets. I know I don't have anything in here. This is just a test account, but they've made it very easy to add assets to your portfolio. Now, this is the portfolio tab that I'm on right here. So if I click the My Assets button at the bottom, I have a bunch of different options here. Smartify. This is a really cool option. What this does, any wallet in ZelCore that has a balance will automatically be added to your portfolio. You don't even have to dig around and find the ones that you're looking for. Just click Smartify. It will put any asset that you have a balance in automatically into your portfolio, and they'll all appear right down here so that you'll have very easy access to that. And if you want to add maybe one or two assets, you can do that manually by clicking the Add Assets button, and that shows you all of the assets that are not currently listed in your portfolio, including these stable assets up here. Gemini Dollar and USD coin are there. We also have some cryptocurrency coins from Anon all the way down to 0, and that includes some more popular names like Bitcoin Gold, Dash, Ethereum Classic, Genesis, Grusel, Komodo, and Raven. Safecoin is here. So these are some very popular cryptocurrencies that are available to us already out of the box. And I really like that feature. The next one is the Ethereum token section here, which is massive and way more than you would get from, I believe, Exodus or I don't know. I mean, it depends on what assets are actually here. You may look at some of these and say, yeah, I never use those. I probably never will use those. But we've got basic attention token there. Binance is probably going to get phased out because you see down here, we've got Binance Chain. That's going to be their main token. But let's see what else is, I don't even know. Dent. I guess people are messing with Dent, maybe. Golem is here. Maker's here. Maker's a pretty cool project. So there's that. Salt is here. That's that like lending project. Oh my's go. And what else? I don't know. 10x is here. 0x. Zilliqa is here. People use that. Storage. I don't know how I feel about storage. I think that I would much rather see people using IPFS than storage. I mean, maybe storage does use IPFS, but if that were the case, then I don't know. I'm kind of more of an Ether 1 guy than I am with storage and stuff like that. But people mining for cryptocurrency with hard drives, it's weird to me. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. Don't mine with your hard drive. That's just weird. If you want to hide some of these assets, you can click this little hide button, and then it'll only show the assets that you have exposed currently. So if I wanted to hide Ethereum, I could do that. And now it's hidden from my main view here. I mean, these are all very basic features, but that's something that some people like to do. They like to organize things the way they want. And one feature that I really like they added a couple months ago was the ability to click and drag, right? So if I want to arrange these in a special order, I can do that. And this way I can kind of put them in order of whatever I want. And for me, Zel's number 1, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or maybe Litecoin you put there. I mean, whatever. I mean, you can customize it. That's what people really like, I think, are options and the ability to make it your own. So not only can you pick your own language, you can pick your own cryptocurrencies, you can put them in the order that you want. Pretty neat. Okay, so let's click this exchange button here and take a look at some of these other exchange features. Now notice, we've got across the top here, quick swap exchanges. Now, what these allow you to do is swap coins that you have in your portfolio. All right, and that's how all of these are set up. So if I clicked on Crypto Wolf and I wanted to sell Bitcoin for Zelcash, what I could do is click on the sell button here, click on Bitcoin. But before I do that, notice it says only assets present in your portfolio are available for exchange. Okay, so if it's not showing up here and you know you have a balance, then what you need to do is add it to your portfolio, just like I showed you earlier. So make sure you do that. And then you can click on Bitcoin here. And if I wanted to buy Zel, I can click the buy. And again, only assets present in your portfolio are available for exchange. So if you're looking for another asset besides what you have already in your portfolio, then you need to add it to your portfolio so you'll have access to it here. Very basic. And then you can go ahead and decide how much you want to buy. In my case, let's take a look. 0.05 Bitcoin is going to get me 4,500 Zel, which is worth a little under $400. You agree to their terms. You can see what their transaction fee is right here, which is 0.000195. And here's your exchange rate here. So you can see whether or not you're doing okay with it or whatever. It's always going to be a little bit more expensive to trade this way than it is on an exchange where you can either set your price or perhaps just wait for somebody to offer it at a price that you want. This is basically paying the market price for whatever cryptocurrencies you're trying to trade. And the same goes for all of them. So from CoinSwitch to Changelly to Kyber and Shapeshift. Shapeshift is not currently enabled right now due to KYC requirements. So I don't know what the story is going to be with this, but I will say right now that Kyber is an Ethereum only scenario. So you can only get Ethereum tokens with Kyber. But again, you'd have to go back to your portfolio and add the Ethereum token that you want. So if I want some Zilliqa, I would have to add that to my portfolio, click on the exchange, go back to Kyber, sell Ethereum, and then buy. Oh, only assets present in your portfolio are available for exchange. So it looks like Kyber does not currently have that particular asset available to me. So I wonder what else they do have. That's a kind of a curious question now. If I added, I don't know, let's try basic attention token. Maybe they've got that. That seems like a very common one that most exchanges. Yep, yeah, they got that. So if I wanted to exchange Ethereum for basic attention, I could do that here using Kyber. I suppose what you'd have to do is go to the Kyber website to see exactly which assets they have available. Perhaps another feature that might be nice in ZelCore would be just a list of presently available tokens that could be traded using this method. It would be neat to see that integrated. I know that it would probably be a static list that would have to be updated, maybe a JSON file or something like that, but I think it's something that could be done and would add a little bit extra value to this particular type of exchange. And even though, again, you're going to be paying a little bit higher fee to do it this way, but Kyber is very reasonable, and given the fact that it's completely anonymous, that's another bonus that I think people ought not to take for granted in this day and age with the way cryptocurrency is being regulated. So back to our exchanges page, you'll see we have third-party exchanges here: Binance, Kraken, Bittrex, Binance Dex. Now this is the free Binance Dex, which is available to all ZelCore users. So you don't need to pay extra to get this feature, okay? This is just a straight up exchange, and we have more coins being added here. I should say tokens, really, but now is for Change Now, which is growing in popularity. Change Now functions very similarly to the Kyber network, okay? So that's an exchange that is a peer-to-peer, non-custodial solution to exchanging cryptocurrencies. It puts you in touch with other people who are looking to exchange a particular asset, okay? That's Now token. Mithrils here. We've also got Red Pulse Phoenix Binance. I don't know what this is. There's a bunch of these that have just recently been added. AWC, Atomic Wallet token. All right, so there's another wallet that's added a token. And then we have SpendCoin here. So SpendCoin's got some interesting volume going on there. Look at that, all these green and red candles. That's nice about the Binance plugin here is that it uses TradingView, and it's a full version of TradingView. Some other things have been suggested on behalf of the community. I know I've brought it up to the developers that it would be really nice to be able to save your indicators. So for instance, if I wanted to do moving average, I could do this a couple times here. And let's say I want to do RSI down below, I could do that. And this way, if I want to set these up to my own sort of custom, like for instance, let's do a 1334 moving average. And I can even change the colors of these, which is really nice. Make this one 34. Let's see, maybe do I want to change this to, let's change it to red just for fun. All right, and zoom in a little bit. There we go. So now you can kind of see that, ooh, here we go. See, we've got our 1334 moving averages here. We've also got our RSI down here on the bottom. You can change the colors for all these things. It's TradingView. If you've got an account with TradingView, then it's the same thing. But the better part of it is the fact that this is free. Like, this is a fully functional TradingView app built in to ZelCore. So you can look at your assets. So once they get make it possible for us to save this information, which would be really cool. Maybe it's just a little cookie that's stored in your app data folder or something like that. But I mean, how hard is it to save, 3 different values for this particular plugin moving average, and then this way people will be able to, every time they pull up SpendCoin, they'll have the same exact moving averages as they set the previous session. It's saved. I like that. I think that's something that will make this even better. Perhaps maybe it's not available for the free version, and that's why people want to use ZelCore Plus. As soon as you become a ZelCore Plus member, then you can have that added feature. Okay, that would be a really cool sort of, like, you put a little, here you got your basic functions, but if you want more, you come over to ZelCore Plus. Now, just a little word on ZelCore Plus as we go back here to the exchanges. And that is very simply that if you want to be able to use your Binance, Kraken, or Bittrex accounts within ZelCore using that same exchange UI that I just showed you, then you can do that by signing up for a subscription. And the subscription for ZelCore Plus is over here, which includes a $9.99 a month for 1 month, or $28.49 for 3 months. Gives you a little bit of a discount there, not much, but a little. And then for a year, it's $99.99 for the year. Now you get 2 months free if you do it this way, if you pay for the annual subscription. And you get more exchanges. You also get more wallet features, like importing your private keys. So for instance, if you have an Exodus wallet, which I know I did and many people do because it's another multi-asset wallet, and I don't want to forget what's going on with that particular wallet over there. I just don't have any interest in using Exodus anymore and keeping updates and doing all that. I just move all my transactions for Bitcoin over here, but I don't want to lose that particular address. And I'll give you a perfect use case in my situation is that I've got my Bitcoin address from that Exodus wallet as a donation address in over 100 videos on my YouTube channel. And it would just take entirely too much time for me to go and edit each and every description of every video that I've ever posted. I mean, not that anybody's going to really donate a ton of Bitcoin to me anyway. I don't think I've ever gotten, but maybe like 3 or 4 donations, and that was like during the heyday of crypto. Some people were more generous than others, and for that I thank you. But that's just one of those scenarios that I don't feel like wasting my time going through and changing my Bitcoin address in every single one of those videos. I just rather leave them up, and if somebody decides they want to be generous, then they can, and it's there. But I've got my private key in my ZelCore wallet, so I can still access that. One thing about the private key, though, is it's only a local private key, meaning that this computer that I'm running on right now is the only one where I'll be able to access that particular private key, unless, of course, I import it into every other computer that I use with ZelCore. So it's not like stored anywhere. That's the beauty of ZelCore. It doesn't store any of your personal data. Not even really your username or anything like that. It's all stored locally on your computer. And this way, if you type in your username on a computer where you haven't registered that account, it says account not recognized. That's why it does that, because it doesn't store your name anywhere. There's no central database, central server that's tracking you and what you're doing. Just none of that. ZelCore is totally decentralized. It's a decentralized wallet. So very cool approach here. Now, beyond the import feature, you also have more control because you can sign your transactions, which is really cool. And then you can also do portfolio tracking. If you go to the apps tab here, I've got it sort of like grayed out right now because I have to pay for ZelCore Plus, but that's one of the big features, and it's not yet developed, so I'm not too concerned with it right now. The way this works is it keeps track of the dates and everything. Like, for instance, if we go over to the portfolio tab here, I already click on my Zelcash account, you can see I've got a tiny little bit of Zel in there right now. And one Zel is worth a little over 8 cents USD right now. I've got a few transactions that I've done in here, but basically I've spent all my Zel. However, this is always going to show the current value of Zel today, at this very moment. It doesn't have a feature where it will tell you how much Zel was when you bought it. So if we go over back to this app on Portfolio Tracker, what you can do with that is input the date and time at which you purchased a given coin. So let's say I bought Bitcoin on January 1st, 2019, and at that time, Bitcoin was trading at 3,700. That would stay in your portfolio, and it would show you charts as to like what has happened since then. And of course, it's going to show that you've doubled your money almost, because if you bought at when the prices were at 36 and now we're sitting around 8, you clearly doubled your money. Good job. So next is the Zel ID feature. I know I've done a video on this already, but it's a way of locking down your cryptos. And Zel ID has a bunch of different features. The main one being Decentralized two-factor authentication, that is a security feature, just like you would use Google Authenticator or some of these other. I use Authy for two-factor authentication, where it gives you 6 numbers that you have to be able to put in. So it's one of those things that allows you to identify yourself via your cell phone or sometimes your text messaging. And in this case, Zel ID places your PIN number encrypted on the blockchain. And every time you try and log in, it looks at the blockchain for your PIN. And then it's able to identify that. It's pretty amazing, actually, when you think about it, because I can't imagine how many blocks ago it was that I created my two-factor authentication, but it has to be a lot. And the network is able to verify that in a matter of seconds and log me in. So very cool. Okay, so now let's take a closer look at some of the ZelCore Plus features, which are really cool. First of all, we've got this new user interface for the wallet. And in case you're not familiar what the previous wallet looked like, let me show you. Here's the standard version of any wallet in ZelCore. And it's got all the features that you would expect: send, receive, contacts if you want to store frequently used wallet addresses, and you can also run a full node. Now, the full node is an advanced feature and unlocks a couple of other things that you can do with a particular cryptocurrency. So I'll leave that to you to determine whether or not it's something that you want to do, but do be prepared for whatever cryptocurrency it is. You'll be downloading an entire copy of the blockchain. So make sure you have lots of storage space available. So how do we sort of beautify this and make it a little bit more interesting? Well, ZelCore Plus users get this: additional pricing information, market cap, circulating supply, max supply. Of course, Ethereum's not capped. And then you also have a news feed here, which will pull articles from popular crypto news sources that are about Ethereum or whatever coin you happen to be looking at. If you are looking at Bitcoin, then you'll see articles about Bitcoin. The other thing is you got a nice little chart here, which shows you the trend as of the last month. You can set this to what's going on in the last day, 3 months, 1 year, whatever you want. And it'll just calculate that for you right within the wallet itself. So you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. It doesn't have all the features of TradingView, but it at least gives you at a glance what's been going on with that particular crypto. Pretty cool. Another nice feature of ZelCore Plus is access to these third-party exchanges. So that's Binance, Kraken, and Bittrex. And I've unlocked these now. So let's go ahead and log into my Binance. Now, the way this works is pretty cool. It actually connects to your existing Binance account through something called an API. And if you log into your Binance account online using your favorite web browser and you go to the user management section, you'll see a little box there for add API or set up API. And what you can do is get the API and the secret key and plug both of those into ZelCore, and that will give ZelCore permission to access your account remotely. And it's all done securely through that interface. Now, what's really cool about this is you get the same user interface for the exchange as you do for the free version of Binance DEX, but you also have this portfolio feature. And this is important because what you're accessing here is your account on Binance. It's like all of your hot wallets on the exchange are here. And you can see all the assets by turning off this little switch for hide zero balances. And now here are all the different assets that you have access to on Binance. This is really cool. So no matter what you want to trade, you can go ahead and do so right through this API. And the way it works is you have to make sure that you have some funding already there. So for instance, I can't use the Bitcoin in my ZelCore wallet to trade through the API. What I need to do is transfer the Bitcoin out of this wallet in ZelCore over to Binance. But I can do that right here through this API. See where it says Bitcoin? If I want to make that one of my favorites, I can go ahead and star it, And then right here, I've got a little deposit button. So I click this button. It will show me my Bitcoin address right here. So I just click to copy that. And then I would go on over to ZelCore and use that to send Bitcoin over here. And then after the necessary confirmations, the available balance would show up right here. So yeah, very simple to use this. And then of course, once I'm ready to start trading with that Bitcoin, once I've got it on here, I can do that very simply by opening up the exchange once again, and I can set the assets that I want to trade right here. So for instance, if I want to trade Bitcoin for, well, we can leave it on Litecoin, that's fine. Right now it's on Bitcoin Litecoin. So I could go ahead and trade that. And it would be just like using any other exchange at that point, and you're only doing it through ZelCore. So you never have to kind of leave this platform rather than logging in on your website, going back and forth, sometimes getting confused, sometimes getting automatically logged out of one platform, and it just gets annoying. So if you store all your crypto here, it just makes sense to be able to go ahead and utilize all of that from within the same app, rather than having to move around and have multiple windows open and all this stuff. It just makes it so much more streamlined. Not only that, you've got a hot swap feature here, which is really cool. If I wanted to do market price swaps for certain coins, I could do that for pretty much any pair that's on the exchange, okay? Look at all these. It's just on and on and on and on and on. So whatever ones I want, I can go ahead and set those up, throw in my price right here. It's giving me the market price. I know you'll pay a little bit more for the market price, but it's something that you can just go ahead and do a quick swap right here using your API. Okay, again, this is all happening on Binance Exchange. After you've done your swap, you'll want to come back over to Portfolio and withdraw it. So if I traded for more Litecoin and I got a bunch more Litecoin, I'll go ahead and star that. I'd want to click this withdraw tab, and to withdraw it directly to ZelCore, just go ahead and click on this withdraw to wallet button and then select the wallet that you want to put it in. You've got 6 choices with ZelCore Plus. That's one of the added features. You get 3 additional addresses. So you can do that and then set your amount here. You can do 50% of it, 100% of it, whatever's good. Click confirm to withdraw, and that will be then deposited into your ZelCore wallet, taken off of the exchange, so it's no longer being stored in hot storage. You don't want that. Try not to leave your crypto on exchanges if you can help it. The only reason I've got this tiny bit of Litecoin is it's basically worthless. It's dust. And the other thing is the fee to withdraw is 0.001, so the fee is higher than the amount that I actually have on there, so I'm just leaving it there. Cool. Another feature of ZelCore Plus is the ability to kind of switch it back over to simple view if you want, or what they call economy view. So you just click on settings and then go to appearance, and for economy mode, click this to enabled. And when you enable economy mode, this is the view that you have for your wallets. Very simple, provides you all the basic information except for some of that market cap information that you might like, or the supply volume and all that. The news feed's gone, and I gotta say that until I started using it with the news feed on there, I really didn't think I would like it or need it, but actually I found it to be quite helpful because the news is tailored to each asset that I'm looking at, and I don't go online all the time looking for the latest news, but I do tend to hang out in my ZelCore wallet. So if I'm checking out a specific asset and there's a recent post, I will click on it and learn something new about that project. So I actually find it quite valuable. 2 thumbs up on the news aggregator. Well, it's not quite aggregating just yet because you should be able to tailor it at some point in the future. That's the idea. So if you don't want to see stuff from Bitcoin Talk or whatever, you can turn them on and off. I think that would be a really cool way to customize your wallet so that you only see news from certain feeds. Now, when that gets developed, I don't know, but that's the idea as I understand it. So we'll see what happens as we move forward. All right, back to the cool mode here. And oh, look at that. A new article just posted. Despite everything, the humanity DAO community is stronger than, well, whatever. I guess we could check that out. I don't know. But it's so cool. You see a new article popped up. So now I can like check this out. What's this Humanity DAO all about? Well, I'll learn more about that just by clicking it. So, I mean, can't beat that, man. I didn't plan that. Okay, so there's one last feature that I really want to highlight in this video, and it is CoinRequest. And that feature is so cool. It's like the PayPal for crypto. And I do not say that lightly. I think that this is something that's going to completely blow the doors off of how people use cryptocurrency, because they've made it easier than ever for you to request a payment from somebody else and to make it so that you can send through any available wallet, which is really cool. So let me show you exactly what I mean by this. It's so simple to set up, okay? If you, for instance, want to request Ethereum from somebody else, all you got to do is click on your Ethereum wallet and the receive button here. This shows my Ethereum address and it allows you to enter an amount. So let's say I want to collect exactly 1 Ethereum, and then I want a note with that is for services rendered. Now notice the QR changes with that, which is actually pretty cool. You can actually send that QR to whomever you want. Or if you wanted, if somebody was right here, they could scan that QR. All right, and then they would be able to receive that request through their phone or whatever. So very, very interesting feature here. But basically, we've put in 1 Ethereum, a little note here for services rendered, and then I can go ahead and click request payment. Now, what this does is pulls up the CoinRequest website, and that gives me a link to this request where I could copy the link here, I could email it, I could go to WhatsApp, Telegram, or I can send a line to chat. So if I'm on Facebook, using Facebook Messenger or something like that, I can send that line using the chat, okay? So I think the easiest of all of these would be to just copy the link or maybe email it to your friend, and then when they click on it, so let's take a look at this. There it is. All right, this is what they see. Here's my Ethereum address. Here's the amount that I'm requesting. Here is the message. It says for services rendered. And it gives you these payment methods. You can use ZelCore, Ledger Wallet, Exodus. You can use your QR code. I think what I'm going to do is click on ZelCore and watch what happens. It'll ask me if I want to use ZelCore to open this. You can also choose to remember this choice if you want, but go ahead, click on open link. And what that does is pulls up right here, payment request received. Payment request for 1 Ethereum to address was received. Would you like to proceed and pay? Which is very interesting. So I can go ahead and click on proceed to pay, and that will ask me to verify with my PIN if I'm using D2FA. I can verify that. And then here is the payment screen. It says, of course, I don't have enough to send, but you get the idea here. It plugs in the amount that's requested. It also plugs in the note for services rendered. So guys, just imagine how this is going to change the way people transact in crypto. Could you imagine this kind of a feature built into something like eBay? People being able to sell products and stuff on eBay for cryptocurrency and just work through something like CoinRequest, or even put a CoinRequest link in their app, you know, or at the bottom of the description. If you want to buy this, just click this CoinRequest and I'll send it to you, that kind of a thing. There are plenty of other little details that still need to be worked out, but this is a great step forward in making it easy to request crypto and send it. So there you have it, my sort of casual review of ZelCore, ZelCore Plus, and the latest update featuring CoinRequest. Let me know what you think about CoinRequest down in the comments below. I'd be curious to hear if it's something you would use. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? I already think there are a few different things we can do to sort of improve the functionality of how it works. I was thinking already it would be really cool if we had a way to maybe save Contacts, for instance, there's Zel ID, right? So if you know somebody's Zel ID and you're both using ZelCore, then it should be possible for you to store your friend's Zel ID or maybe a family member's Zel ID so that if you want to send them crypto or something like that, you could do it very easily right there just by plugging in their Zel ID. And I know we already have the way to sort of store contacts for each wallet address, so maybe that's another way we can kind of make use of Zel ID. There's a lot of different ways this can go, so let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, be sure to subscribe, ding the bell, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and God bless.